So this life of surrender is constant. Yeah, He gives you the desire and He'll give you the will after you learn how miserably you'll fail trying to do this on your own. But once He gives you the desire and will, you have to depend on Him. You have to be always united to Him. And heaven will fill your soul. How many of you really want the power of God? Mr. Hinn, I just gave you the secret. I just gave you the key to the power of God. The power of God doesn't come because you pray 24 hours a day. The power of God doesn't come because you know the Bible from cover to cover. And the power of God doesn't come because you're religious. The power of God comes if Jesus is all in your life. The presence of Jesus is what keeps you free from sin. A young man in my crusade one day asked me, how can I live a righteous life? And he was crying and he was meaning it and he was really sincere. The only way to victory over sin is the presence of God. Because in the presence of the Lord there's liberty. I was sitting in prayer a few years ago in Florida, right here when I lived in Florida. And I was in prayer, sitting on a favorite chair of mine. I was about to walk out of the prayer room and I heard the Lord say, Benny, Benny. And very few times do we hear God's voice like that. And He said these words to me, I'll never forget. If you'll seek me with all your heart, you will find me. And in me, you'll find liberty. If you'll seek me with all your heart, you'll find me. And in me, you'll find liberty. Those words ring in my heart because I know that there are moments in my life when I forget. There are moments in my life when I'm too busy or I walk away. There have been moments in my life when I have not obeyed that precious command. But a few days ago in Detroit, Michigan, He heard my heart again and I said, Lord, you said to me years ago, and I reminded him. And Jesus, I said, I'm calling on you again. And I'll not leave till you come. And I'll not walk away till I feel your touch. Because we get so busy as ministers with heavy schedules and we think we're pleasing the Lord. He's not interested in our sacrifice. He wants our obedience. You can preach to millions, but if Jesus isn't the center of your heart, it means nothing. You can see thousands healed, but if Jesus isn't the center of your life, it means nothing. And I said, Master, I just want you. I don't care if I don't preach another message. I don't care if I have another meeting. I just want you. Today I said to the Lord, I said, Lord, there's only one thing I want. Don't ever take your presence from me. Never. And again, He reminded me of what I just said. When you live this kind of life, you wake up in the morning with a smile. Because God's presence is with you when you sleep and when you're awake. You wake up and the morning is bright again. But if Jesus isn't present, and it's the ministry, it's not that pleasant. I'm here to tell you, young people, you can have this ministry, can have everything I have. But there's one thing I want more than anything else. I am not praying for a big ministry and a great tomorrow. There was a time I did pray that. There was a time, yes, I have to tell you, confess, that I did say, Lord, and I asked for big things, and I thought He was happy with my prayer request. But I've come to the place in life to realize all that is just empty nothing. Because when Jesus walks with you, you own the world. You own heaven. You own earth. And you have everything. And so my commitment today as a minister is, I shall not leave where Jesus is. I do not want to be a cripple ever again. If I do it, so must you. O King, He said, all that I have and all that I am is thine. If Ahab could say that to a wicked man to another wicked man could say that, how much more can we say it to our blessed Heavenly Father? Peter, full of zeal and determination to follow Jesus. Peter even walked on the water. Peter, who knew that Jesus is the Son of God. Peter, who said, I'll go to prison with you and I'll die with you. This same Peter failed his Lord, denied his Lord. And after he denied Him, the most beautiful moment in that portion is Luke 22:61, and Jesus turned and looked at Peter, saying to him, I've not rejected you. And then the most beautiful question He asked him one day, Peter, do you still love me? Oh Lord, I love you. Peter, do you love me? Oh Lord, I love you. This same man, Peter, who failed, became the man of Pentecost. The same man full of zeal and determination, yet failed. But that same man shook Jerusalem and the world for God. God knows maybe there's no desire in you to surrender, and maybe there's no will in you to surrender. But if you let Him, just let Him, He'll put the desire in you, and He'll give you the will, and make of you what you cannot make of yourself. He'll use you and bless the world through your life. Lift your hands now. Jesus, you see these young people, Jesus. They've come tonight by the thousands, truly hungry, wanting you and only you. But Lord, tonight I pray that each one of them will surrender, will give you everything, will hold nothing back. If they have no desire for surrender, give them that desire. If they have no will, give them that will. Make them what they cannot make of themselves. Jesus, Master, do with them what you did with Peter. Do with them what you did with Paul. Do with them what you did with John and James. Do with them what you did with the apostles. None of